I wonder what the weather was like. Why did he do two events in Utah?
Now you're going against experts in their field? You can't explain why a level 3 hemorrhage doesn't produce light, my friend.
That's what you're about. Get the fuck out. Like, seriously. So why was there, you tell me, why was there no blood? What? Let's humor you. Why was there no blood?
Record back with another one. Got a couple clips for you guys from Nick Fuentes. First clip we're going to get into is Nick discussing why there wasn't any blood on the shirt of Charlie Kirk, or why there wasn't any blood on the first responders when Charlie got shot initially, when he fell down. Because it's kind of funny, when we saw the video, the blood was gashing out, right? And it's like, I was assuming, and there was someone wearing a white t-shirt too, We all know, like, if something stains the white shirt, you're going to see it, but it's kind of funny, all the first responders didn't have blood on their shirt or anything like that, so, yeah, Nick talks about that. I'm going to let you guys get into this clip. All I ask is if you guys subscribe to the video, and, comment down below your thoughts on the video, Nick Fuentes, he's influential right now. He's, like he said, he's doing monumental stuff right now. He's having a good run right now, so I advocate for him. I like his stuff, America First, and yeah, if you guys like this, enjoy and watch some Nick Fuentes.
Let's talk about the first responders involved with Kirk. Why do none of them have blood on their hands? And why was there no blood on the floor where he fell? Carotid hemorrhage is a level 3 to 4 blood loss, equating to 30 to 40% almost immediately. This is a 0% chance statistically, coming from an experienced military medic.
Let's just keep throwing shit at the wall. When one thing gets proven to be completely ridiculous, like, yeah, he got shot in the front, no trap doors, no exploding microphones. Let's just keep throwing shit at the wall. Let's just say, I wonder what the weather was like. Why did he do two events in Utah?
Now you're going against experts in their field? You can't explain why a level 3 hemorrhage doesn't produce any blood on the first responder's hand? Just throwing shit at the wall? Man, you look sold out. This sucks. You lost a good chunk tonight, my friend. Best of luck. Feel bad for the ones who you've convinced you're it.
So we don't need you, seriously. If that's what you're about, get the fuck out. Like, seriously. So why was there, you tell me, why was there no blood? What? Let's humor you. Why was there no blood? Because he wasn't really shot? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? There should have been blood. First of all, what are you talking about? Where? From his neck? Where it came gushing out on his shirt? What are you even talking about? And what is even the implication? First of all, you can't actually see their hands. They're carrying him. None of the shots actually show. Probably the guy tackled him off the chair and quickly wrapped the wound, would be my guess. And maybe one of them got blood on him or something, but it's not like they got splashed with a bucket of blood. He gushed blood out of his neck. They pushed him out of the chair, and probably the first thing they did was wrap the neck. I don't know what you're talking about. Secondly, what's the implication? When you say that, what are you actually talking about? He got shot in the neck. We saw it. He was gushing blood. We saw it. It's confirmed he got shot in the neck, and there's a bullet in his neck. They recovered a bullet fragment. So when you say that, what are you actually implying there? And is there any actual evidence, or are you saying, why isn't there more blood here? Because if that's the question, then I don't really understand what the contention is. Why did he say vehicle? I don't know. Sometimes people say vehicle. Why was there not blood everywhere? It looked like there was a lot of blood from the video that we all saw. Why was it not covering their clothes? I don't know. Maybe they wrapped the wound. Like what? What is that even pointing towards when you say it's just grasping at straws at this point? Well, what's that flash of light from his right? Who knows? Someone says they were shooting a video and it was a camera flash. Maybe it was glare. It's a video artifact from a low resolution recording. Like it could be anything. It's actually not evidence. Saying what about this? What about that? Why isn't there this? Okay, but let's talk about evidence? Totally idiotic.
At 150 yards, a crosshair drift of only 1/10 of a degree will put a shot off by 10 inches. Pretty lucky shot for an amateur.
Yeah, no, everyone that has weighed in says it's actually an easy shot. So, nope, that bullshit whataboutism, pretty easy shot for an amateur. Yeah, that's actually what everyone has said. It is literally an easy shot. And he's not an amateur. He's shot guns his entire life. So if you know what you're doing and you have a high-powered rifle and a scope, which he did, that is actually an easy shot according to the experts. That's what they've, but once again, it's all these just like, just asking questions. No, you're fucking wrong. Your insinuation is wrong.
Absence of evidence is not evidence of absence. I agree, no evidence of Israel involvement in Charlie Kirk shooting, but plenty of reasons to have bias towards skepticism of Kash Patel and official narratives.
Yeah, but we can't actually go there if there's no evidence. So you can, that's a cute little line. Absence of evidence is not evidence. Yeah, but if there's no evidence, then you can't really stake your whole reputation on that.
It's facts, you know. Yeah, whoever asked that first question, it's like, oh, why wasn't there no blood on the shirt? Well, first of all, if you guys, I think like Nick said, I'm sure we all saw the video, you know, of the blood gushing out. We saw the blood come out, right? And it's like, I think the first instinct is they're gonna go wrap it because he's gonna bleed out to death, you know. So they wrapped it. And that's probably why there was not that much blood on the shirt. But it's just overall, it's just a stupid question. Like, oh, why wasn't there no blood on the shirt? I don't know, man. I mean, maybe because they wrapped it, you know? Nah, I mean, right there was just Nick getting mad at the super chatters. There's a lot of people that comment on the super chats that get him triggered easily. Alright, second clip I want to get into you guys with is Nick talking about foreign influence and why we're all against it. If you guys aren't against it, I'm against foreign influence, like how we listen to Israel, all these other countries, you know, like we put all our intelligence into them and we think what they think of it, you know. I don't like that, you know. He talks about the Emiratis, Turkey, Russia, and China, and he's saying that he's against all of it. So I'm gonna show you guys this clip and let you guys enjoy it.
We're against all foreign influence, whether it's coming from Israel, whether it's coming from Saudi Arabia, Qatar, the Emirates, Turkey, Russia, China, the United Kingdom for that matter. Russia is a big one. We're against all of that. And I've really become more awake to that in the past few years because you could actually see that there are some very distinct foreign influence operations in the United States. Other than Israel. There's a lot of involvement with Turkey. There's a lot of involvement in many cases, I think, with Russia. You look at a guy like Jackson Hinkle. Jackson Hinkle was dating a pageant winner in Russia. He was getting tipped off about investment opportunities by Sergei Lavrov, the Russian foreign minister. And I know this is a guy who many people respect as like an Israel critical voice, but this guy's taking foreign money. This guy is taking money from a foreign country. You wouldn't trust anybody that was married to Miss Israel. You wouldn't trust anybody that was married or dating a pageant winner in Israel getting set up for favorable contracts by the Israeli foreign minister and promoting Israel's wars. But when it comes to Russia, it's different. When it comes to China, when it comes to Pakistan, India. And this is very similar to the conversation about Venezuela. We have to purge the nucleus of the state, which is the national security apparatus, from any foreign influence. We can have allies. We can have treaties. We can cooperate with other countries, but they got to be kept the fuck out of any of our most sensitive dealings. Off of our soil, out of our business, out of our government, out of our media for that matter. Because you could see it is just like a buffet. It is a feeding frenzy. The level of Indian money that's coming in now, it's so obvious. And I've seen people, even people that I like, they're literally peddling Indian propaganda. They're registered for FARA peddling Congolese propaganda. Registering under FARA to push U.S. intervention in the Congo against Rwanda. Really? It's everywhere you look. And by the way, people in D.C. are they're gonna be nodding their heads when I say this. Everything in U.S. politics, in D.C. in particular, is awash with foreign cash. Everybody is effectively a lobbyist for a foreign government in D.C. Where do you think all these like consultant contracts come from? If someone from D.C. says they're a consultant, you should punch them in their fucking face. Because 9 times out of 10, they're taking money from a foreign country. That's what that means. You're a undeclared lobbyist. So much of that is going on in DC. You wouldn't even believe it. And you know, to the point of many pro-Israel types, it isn't just Israel. Israel represents a unique problem because many Americans, look, the center of global Jewry is America. Global Jewry has moved throughout the centuries and the millennia from the Middle East to Western Europe to Eastern Europe to the United States. And so now the center of global Jewry is America and Israel. And so that's kind of like a uniquely bad problem because it's like we have millions and millions and millions of Jews here and they're only loyal to Israel and themselves. And so it's like they don't even need to be paid. Like they're working to get rich to help themselves in Israel. That's unique. But it's like Americans are selling out America to foreign countries for petty cash. In some cases, there's a lot of largesse. But they're selling out to the United Arab Emirates, to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, to Qatar, to Turkey, Russia, China, India. It's all there.
It's facts, you know. I mean, that's what I've always wondered, you know. It's just, why do our politicians sell out for all these other foreign governments, you know? Like, and it's proven, you know, for example, Israel, we send all our politicians, why are they all involved in another country? Why aren't they putting America first, you know? That's always past my head, you know? It's just like, it just doesn't make no sense why our own politicians are over taking money under the table, you know? But hey, at the end of the day, that's why money talks, you know? That's the thing with these foreign governments. They have all our politicians in a, how am I supposed to say this? They got us in a loop, you know? And they got us by the nuts and the balls, you know? And they're like, hey, you know, do this, so this. That's why they have a lot of blackmail on us, you know? That's why I really believe, you know, for example, like Epstein. I think he was part of a Mossad agent, you know? And they probably used him to get blackmail on all these other politicians, you know, Bill Clinton, freaking Prince, all the princes and all these dudes, you know, over there, all cooped up and all that. And look what happened, you know, they used it against him. So, yeah, I mean, that stuff's something else, you know. Alright, third clip I got for you guys is, I'm gonna have to go watch this later on, but Nick was on a podcast with 2 girls. I think they're called The Red Scare. And they did breaking down the best and the worst moments of so far in the Trump administration. And we got one of the, in quotes right here, you replied to my tweets, caping for Vance is disgusting. And we all know that Nick is not really a big fan of JD Vance. I have my little here and there with him, you know. I mean, I think he's a good talker, you know. But, I mean, with his association with Israel and all that, you know, I mean, yeah, it's a whole nother thing. But we're going to get into this clip and, yeah, enjoy some Nick Fuentes.
You don't see yourself voting probably in the next election again.
Well, it depends on if anybody runs that's interesting.
But
anybody.
Is there any like prospective candidate even?
Not in the back of my mind. It would have to be somebody that we don't know about.
Dark horse.
Who is
Right.
your favorite person in the Trump administration? And you can't say Trump.
If you had to pick.
If I had to pick, I would say that's a good question, actually. Tom Homan is actually doing a good job. As much as I'm, because he's pushing, you know, the people that are holding them back, it's Susie Wiles. She is she shut down the workplace raids with ICE. And Stephen Miller, contrary to what everybody thinks, he's pushing really hard for H-2A visas for farmers. There was like a little deal when they did the big, beautiful bill where they said, in order to let the farmers stay, we're going to give them visas, and Stephen Miller's behind that. So I don't even think he's doing a great job. I think it's
really in the paint.
The
with
amnesty
this, huh?
for like farm workers.
Yeah, right.
Tom Homan I like because he always seems like really red-faced and drunk. But is actually, if you can get past the slurring of his speech, like pretty articulate and on the ball, and is right about everything. And is very good at shutting down the maneuver the tactic that the left loves, which is doing the empathy and compassion thing. And that's very important because that's like their number one like card that they love to play.
Right.
Who's your least favorite person in the Trump administration?
Vance. It's got to be Vance.
Damn.
Yeah,
I know you guys love
I
him.
foresaw.
No,
we
no,
don't.
actually,
You're
that's
always
not true.
defending him.
Well,
Me?
no,
Yeah.
Dasha specifically.
On my Twitter.
What did I
You've replied
say?
to my tweets caping for Vance. It's disgusting.
What did I say?
The glaze is mythical. I don't know. I said something really nasty about him, and you came in and you're like, no, he's good, actually.
What? Okay, but what's your beef with
Oh, don't get me
Charlie
started.
Kirk and JD Vance?
Well,
And is there like all the Israel stuff aside, and all the miscegenation stuff aside,
Putting aside the race
could,
mixing.
could there be, Nick, honestly, could there be a narcissism of small differences in the sense that you're all nice hometown Midwestern boys and they have like an institutional establishment come up and you, I think, probably have always felt like misunderstood and like you're an outsider?
That's actually a really good question. And it's not that. It's that if he were sincere in his beliefs, I would probably think he's one of the better people in the GOP right now. But the problem is I think he's a fake. I think that he's an artifice. I think that he was groomed into this position. And what I really hate is that he called Trump a Nazi.
Yeah, I mean, he did call Trump a Nazi, you know. I don't know about JD, you know. I mean, if you guys saw at the end, you know, when Nick was making fun of her because I think she probably hasn't replied back to his tweets. I think I've seen it before. But I have like this thing with JD, you know. I think he's good. You know, he fits the part. Like people want to say he fits the part. He does fit the president part, you know. But I don't know. The more I hear about his connection to Israel and he was groomed by them, you know, it just makes me more like, great. Now we're gone because if they push JD, you know, this guy's gonna be pro-Israel. So he's gonna basically be doing what Trump's doing right now with Israel. He's gonna be doing the same thing, and we're gonna have another president again with Israel, you know. So I don't know, but Tom Homan for sure though he is doing his job right now, with ICE and all that, you know, getting all these illegal criminals out of here. Illegal criminals, not immigrants, criminals, illegal criminals. He's getting them. All right, last clip I got for you guys today. Nick Brom drawing some connections between Candace Owens and Russia. I have never heard about this, but yeah. Who knows? Maybe Candace is involved with Russia. I mean, at this point, you never know. I mean, that's why we gotta do our history, our background checks, you know, on these people that we're looking up to for news and all that. So here's Nick talking about her, and yeah, this will be the last clip.
Dante 1099 sent $20 between the tweet where Candace called you a perpetual victim who's grifting off Charlie's death and her should I release more receipts tomorrow? Post. 4 weeks have passed, filled with countless Charlie-related streams, and she's gained 1 million subscribers in that time. This woman is a disgusting human being.
She really is. She is appalling. She's a satanic, wicked human being, and she's evil and disgusting.
Penis grow I percent $20. Honestly, why does Candace give a shit about Brigitte Macron? The United States literally has Big Mike Obama.
Well, you know what's interesting about that is, you know who is Candace's biggest fan? Alexander Dugin. Alexander Dugin is a huge fan of Candace, which is interesting. And today, Candace took a break from grifting off the death of her friend cynically for money to praise Pavel Durov, the founder of Telegram, which is headquartered in Russia. And who is the number one mortal enemy of Macron? Russia. So it's very interesting, isn't it? Very, very interesting. Very Russian. Candace is very Russian. I'm not sure what's going on there, but her connection with Rebecca Mercer, who is married to a Russian, Rebecca Mercer, who hired her husband to run Parler. And when I was talking trash about Parler, you know who came in to tell me to knock it off? Candace Owens. Rebecca Mercer's Parler app. Candace tried to foist it on Ye. She tried to get Ye to buy it, tried to buy that loaded dog shit from Rebecca Mercer. Very interesting. Very interesting. There's a lot more there, too.
Jesus first sent $20.
Yeah, it's interesting, you know, when it comes to Candace and all that. I mean, we don't know what she's up to or her background. I've heard a lot about her background and all that. The person she married, he's, like I said, involved with Israel, you know, his background, even though he's from Britain. But I do, like I said, when she does bring the evidence to the table when it comes to Candace, you know, I do agree with her. I think she is intelligent and she's a good person that people should be listening to, you know, for advice on politics and what's going on right now, you know. But if you guys like this, like, subscribe, comment down below your thoughts on this. Nick Fuentes, like you said, having a generational run. I'm going to be posting more about them, so look down in the my channel for that, you know. And yeah, I appreciate you guys. Pure Record out.